Hello everyone, the December review here, back again with AJLT Season 3, Episode 11. It's the second to last episode ever for the series, and I'm still not okay with that. As always, spoilers are ahead, so make sure to check out the show streaming exclusively on HBO Max. Alright, so it's been a week since the announcement that this will be the final season of the show. It was stunning news for fans of the series for sure. In this streaming world, you never really know if a series is going to come back, unless it's some mega hit like Reacher or The White Lotus. Usually after a month or so after a season ends, you eventually hear if it's thumbs up or thumbs down for a continuation. The streaming streets are littered with canceled shows, many that had great potential but never got to make their mark. I found this whole thing a bit confusing in some ways, and during this past week, I've jumped into the headlines to see if I could find any more information. There's plenty of stories out there stating that the series was in fact canceled by HBO and not what showrunner Michael Patrick King claims is a natural conclusion to the story. There's internet rumors that Sarah Jessica Parker is furious over the decision, expecting the series to last a much longer time. Supposedly, story ideas were already in the works. I read they filmed different endings and it was a mystery which one will be used. It was starting to hit WandaVision levels of what if and what is in regards to the now behind-the-scenes storyline that's being played out. But that's just all internet chatter. It could be all made up, could be real. But one thing that got my attention was after watching this week's episode, they have the preview for the now final one. There's a big header on the screen that says next on the season-ending episode. Season ending. If King had intended to end this thing while he was writing the last episode, before filming the last episode, wouldn't the headline be series ending and not season? Am I looking too far into this? Maybe, but that doesn't seem like an oversight not worth mentioning. Leads me to believe that this wasn't intended as the last season. HBO did in fact pull the plug recently, and MPK sent out his release. HBO and SATC have enjoyed what I would assume to be a strong relationship in its 3-decade journey. Putting on a happy face while ending it seems amicable enough. But if some of those rumors are true about the cast not being happy, I'm not sure how the rights are tied into things, but could the series actually find another home? There's also been a much needed outpouring of support, at least for the characters, now that the end is here for Carrie Bradshaw, Miranda Hobbs, and Charlotte York Goldenblatt. For as many people who hate the series, there's someone else who loves it and its nearly 30-year history. Whatever the future does or doesn't hold for the franchise for now, we have the penultimate episode to watch as part of this 2-part finale. Expectations for a season-ending story is always high for any show at any time, but we are now in the final storyline territory. From The Sopranos to Seinfeld to Breaking Bad, Dallas, Newhart, or Cheers, the final episodes are studied, often debated, and part of our lexicon. Am I giving AJLT a bit too much credit? Maybe. But to the real fans, this is, well, a big deal. Coming in at just 28 minutes, it's the shortest runtime of not just this season, but the shortest episode in its 3-season run. We start things off with Carrie back in the Upper East Side ordering pies for Thanksgiving, in a very funny scene. She takes a walk down to her old apartment and, of course, bumps into Lisette, who invites her over for a pre-Thanksgiving get-together. Carrie is having an apartment crisis in her head. It's furthered along when Seema lets her know that she has an exclusive time frame to buy her downstairs apartment now that Duncan is gone. Carrie wonders if her home is too big as it is since she bought it with a plan that didn't work out. And she's nervous about going to Lisette's, wondering if she will miss it. All signs point towards her somehow moving back in. It would feel like a logical ending. But once the get-together does happen, the reality sets in as Lisette has basically converted it into 2 apartments, with new walls all around that really drive home the feeling that what this place was for so many years is truly behind her. In context of the series, this was a pretty big moment. It was kind of difficult to see all of the changes on screen. There was heartbreak in Carrie as she walked through those doors, and it was palpable as a viewer. It was a reality of moving on and letting go, a central theme of this season. Elsewhere, Miranda is prepping for her big Thanksgiving hosting and is debating on whether to let Brady know that she invited Mia to the dinner. Assuming she won't say yes, she figures no harm, no foul until a rather upset Brady goes berserk when he gets a text that she will in fact be there, surprising Miranda. They square off in a heated exchange in front of Joy, who has to console her two pups. And Harry really doesn't want to go to Miranda's for Thanksgiving. He gets Charlotte to agree to back out while she's already in crisis mode while having a moment with Rock, who is gearing up for their performance in a school play. Until she lets Harry know it's too difficult and that they should go. He ends up telling Charlotte that while he was sick, he wasn't sure if he would make it through and was just looking to make it to Thanksgiving so they could have one last holiday together as a family. So Charlotte agrees that they will stay home. It was a moving scene, along with the Rock storyline that really drove an emotional jolt into her character. Makes me wonder if Harry has more information he isn't telling Charlotte, but with one episode left, I imagine everything will be okay. Anthony gets a surprise when Giuseppe asks him to marry him. He says yes, but it seems he's having second thoughts. He ends up telling Carrie about his indecision in what I would call a hilariously not funny moment where looking for wedding jitter sympathy from Carrie is like asking to borrow her shoes. It isn't going to happen.
That dog owes me $380.
Fine.
You can't buy it. It's circa 1996.
Seema has that apartment conversation with Carrie and is also asked by Adam to have Thanksgiving with him so she can meet his sister. And Herbert is in a rough place. He's taking the comptroller loss hard. He's depressed, upset, mad at himself and everyone else. His pride is too big and his heart is too broken, and Lisa Todd can't do much to help. There was also a scene involving Carrie being asked to write the last chapter to her book. A bit surprising for her considering she handed in her finished story, which ends with the main character alone. A tragedy according to her editor, but a reality for Carrie. It was always her story to write under the guise of an 1800 time frame. So she wrote an epilogue where the character is open to love but not committed to it. A bit of a meet me halfway scenario, and one where seemingly this story will eventually end. It's been 27 years of relationship escapades and grand romantic gestures, heartbreak, hope, elation, marriage, loss, and joy. It's been a turbulent adventure for four friends who made history, rewriting the rules of scripted television while amassing a legion of fans who found a piece of themselves within the written pages of this story of the city. And just like that, there's only one more episode to see. It's bittersweet if you ask me. We aren't just losing a series 3 seasons in, we're losing a 27-year journey for the cast, for the crew, and for us, the audience. I find myself thinking that there was more story to tell here. Maybe Amanda's right in needing another chapter. Not so much for the sake of a character being alone, but because the story feels incomplete. Regardless, it appears to wrap up on Thanksgiving, an appropriate holiday in many ways. I couldn't help but wonder what's in store for the final episode of this 3-decade run. For the first time, I don't have a lot of unanswered questions, for it's just a moment to watch and appreciate it one last time. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks.